In the past 2 months, I've exclusively been reading digital manga, mainly through the Shonen Jump app. There's always that debate about physical versus digital, so I'd be interested to know what you prefer. I found people tend to consume both, but mainly collect physical and only read digital through a subscription. I wanted to point out a few things that I had noticed on this journey. Now, I've mainly been using my phone, so some of the points that I make may differ if you're using a tablet with a larger screen or the Viz Media app. Now, the first thing I wanted to point out is the instant access you have at any moment, anywhere. Most people have their phones in arm's reach, so it's perfect whilst you're waiting for food to cook or shops to open. Having the Jump or Crunchyroll app means it's unlikely that you'll ever run out of anything to read. It's also discreet, as it looks like you're only looking at your phone, as opposed to reading Naruto. Not that you should be ashamed for reading it. I don't know about you, but I don't really have a lot of bookmarks, so I tend to just use Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon cards. Now, the apps actually keep track of which chapters you've already read and also what pages you're currently on. The Crunchyroll app has this nice bar telling you whereabouts you are in the chapter, which I really like. I've spent a lot of time trying to remember which volume/page I'm on when I've not picked up a series for a while, so this is very helpful. Following on from that, you can just leave or close the app and not worry about losing your page. If I don't have a card to hand, I end up closing the book and losing where I was. Now, I don't care how much you don't want to lose your page, leaving your book like this is unacceptable. Now, the last positive I want to talk about is the images themselves. The quality is very, very high, so there's no yellowing like you do in normal books. Everything is crystal white, you can zoom in on small panels and text, and there's no losing speech bubbles in the gutter like I mentioned in the High School of the Dead volumes. And we also have beautiful colour pages, which are so rare to find in physical manga. Though it's nice having instant access and really good quality images, there are a couple of issues that I came across. The first being double pages, which are cut in half in vertical mode, this being my main way of reading. So you have to scroll across to see the rest of the page, which can completely ruin the impact of a scene. Now, this can be fixed by flipping the phone landscape, however, the text is a little bit smaller, and fondling about with the zoom can be a little bit tricky, so you have to be very patient with it. And lastly is the inability to refer back to previous pages. Sometimes you want to reread a conversation a couple of pages ago, or you want to go back a few chapters to see where a character was first introduced, which will result in several swipes, or worse, completely coming out of the chapter and guessing where you think the information may be. There is no easy way to navigate quickly through a series, which is especially challenging when you're reading something like One Piece. Now, there were a few other issues like reading in the dark being bad for your eyes. The fact that you're on your phone means it's likely you'll swap over to a social media platform. I have quite large hands, so hand cramps occurred quite frequently for me, especially when I was reading for like 5-6 hours. This happened a lot, but these are all small issues that aren't really worth mentioning, as they can always be avoided for the most part. Digital manga has its space amongst readers, and I don't think it's going away anytime soon. In fact, I think it's only going to be pushed even more, especially when you consider how much it costs to produce manga. But that's a video for another time. This video was mainly to talk about my personal experience with digital manga, just a couple of things that I thought were interesting that I hadn't seen other people talk about in their videos. However, feel free to leave a comment below about what you like, what you don't like about digital manga. I know a lot of people do prefer to read physical, but I have seen a few people who exclusively just read digital. But yeah, let me know, and I guess I will see you next time.